What's up, everybody? This is Smitty the barber. Look, I got a new barber chair I'm gonna be setting up, and I'm gonna show you what the old one looks like and what the new one's gonna be looking like. All right, I'm gonna show you step by step how to build this and how I like to lay things out and keep it organized. Not gonna keep y'all too long, but I'm gonna help y'all out in case y'all got a barber chair y'all want to build. So look, this is the barber chair. This is the old barber chair. I'm getting set up for my new shop and all that. We're getting things a little organized in here. So right now we got this big box. I got the other one in the back, but I want to show y'all something. When you open this box, it's got arrows on the side that'll tell you which way it needs to be pointing when you open it. And typically you could tell by the way the words are, but you just never know. So arrows are pointing up. I would say that's the way you want to open up the box. So we're gonna do a little sneak peek and see what's inside this thing. I've already opened up all the tabs and stuff. And again, I'm no professional recorder or anything, so y'all gonna have to just bear with me on doing this with the phone in my hand. But I know when it comes to me trying to figure something out, I sometimes like to watch a video on it, you know? I already cut everything, so I'll take my little scissors and I'll pop them open like that. And I'll run them down. You don't want to go too deep because you don't know if the fabric's in there. You know, you don't want to cut your fabric up. So yeah, we'll get each side going. And let's see there. Alright, so we'll set these up here. I got another breakdown to do of the other box. So, but I think this is the base and all that. Yeah, it's the base. So what I like to do is I like to pull everything out. Maybe just keep it all where it's at like that. And what we'll do is I'm gonna set this down for a minute. Alright, so I'm gonna take this, I'm gonna set it off to the side. I typically like to lay all my parts out so I know what I'm looking at. And since I believe that this is all gonna be together and put together at one time, we're gonna try to stay as cleanliness as possible because, again, remember, I'd say cleanliness is next to godliness. So I learned that on a job when I was like 19. This older guy, we're doing construction, remodeling condos, and he told me something that stuck with me forever. He said, as we were working, he was like, cleanliness is next to godliness. So everything that you do, you want to keep it as clean as possible to where when you lay something out like that and you're cleaning up all your trash and keeping it in a certain spot, everything is easier to work on. So don't make a big mess to where it's cluttered up because that's going to become very stressful for you. That's just my personal opinion. So again, we're going to keep this camera rolling. We're going to keep doing what we do. All right, so in the box right here, we got the base. And we got all kind of different things on here. So I'll go ahead and we're going to pull this. This is the shoot, they got the handrails right here. This is yeah, so we're gonna look at that. Push this box in. Get everything laid out. That's your backrest and stuff like that. And you got your plate for your feet. So I guess each box got a little bit of everything. So we're just gonna go ahead and lay out everything. So this is the pad. This pad's gonna go with this. I know that. So we're gonna keep that with that. We'll lay out everything. There we go. Let me get this laid out. I'll say this goes with the bottom base piece. I'll put that there. This is the little your port help you lean your chair back. So typically we'll leave that in a different location. Here we go. So yeah, I'm just putting all my trash in one spot. I'll throw all that in the box to keep all my trash in there. Let's just a little piece for your base. Here we go. All right. This might be a little tricky. Here we go. Alright. So I'll put this out the way for now. Get it all out the way. We'll get the face out this thing. Got that face. It's gonna be the heavier part. So I'm gonna put that cell phone down for a minute. And now we got the base out and all that. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna turn this all up, put it all up in the box. Put all our trash up in there. Everything clean. It's always gotta be clean. Can't work in an unorganized space. Makes your life so much easier whenever everything's in order. We can get all the plastics off now. So, all right, we got some more. We got another box we got to do. Shit, y'all already know I went with the all black chair to kind of keep things easier and to keep them easier to clean, because the red and the chrome and all that, it's hard to keep those things clean. I do like the chrome, but I wanted to try black out to see if it's easier to maintain and just wipe it down instead of having to polish all that chrome. Because I'm a firm believer in keeping things polished. I like to hit it with some mothers or some kind of chrome polish to make it really pop. I guess I have a lot of OCD, and especially due to detail in vehicles and stuff like that. I was always taught to do things right in a sense, but I'm just saying, like, when you run a barbershop, you want things to look A1. You want them to look really good, really clean, and hold a good standard, because people see those things. You might not think people care, but they do care. They want cleanliness, especially in an environment where you're providing a service. It's almost like, I treat it like it would be a restaurant, you know? Because I want my people to know that this is a clean place, and your clippers is all clean and sanitized. That's very important when it comes to running a business like this. Anyways, as you can see, we're gonna go ahead and remember that arrow needs to be pointing up. So we're gonna go ahead and lay that down, get the rest of this out the box, and y'all already know. All right, and if y'all are wondering how much something like this costs, you can get on Amazon. I bought this chair off of Amazon. And I'm almost positive it don't come with no directions, but we're gonna find out. We are gonna find out. So, again, we're putting everything to the side. You can find this chair on Amazon at about $600. Anywhere between $500 to $700, I would say. So, just keep that in mind if you're looking for a good chair. You might be able to find them cheaper somewhere else, but I like the reassurance of Amazon. If you want to send something back, their return policy is really good, because you can order something off of eBay or other websites and it might not be the chair that you want. And I'm not sure how their return policy is on different websites and things like that. So I went ahead and went with Amazon, because to me it seems like the easiest one to return something if you need to. But we're gonna dig into this. We're gonna get this in the back. Yeah, all right. So yeah, we're gonna mount that back for this and all that. Let's see. So, oh, that's the leg part for your feet. All right, that's where you're going. I was wrong about it. So that's where you're gonna rest your feet at, like your legs, like this part right here. Boom. All right. Got the seat right here. I ain't gonna lie, this stuff gets a little heavy, y'all. So hang on, I'm gonna put the camera down again. Give me a minute. Choo! We back. All right, look. So we do have some directions here. Thankfully, I wasn't sure if it's gonna come with something or not. I was getting a little concerned. But look, we ain't open with the shop yet, y'all. Look at this. This is gonna be a nice little setup. This is just the start. So I always wanted to own my own barber shop and run my own shop. So I'm gonna do a little something different. Y'all gonna see here in the near future. So give me some time, getting everything set up, and it's a work in progress. All right, as I was saying, it's not about the destination. It is about the journey. And when it comes to being a barber, you got all kind of time on your hands. And most people would say time is money, that you need to do a 15-minute haircut or all that. Look, man, if you're just good at what you do and you believe in the laws of attraction or anything like that, and positivity, you keep playing the cards right and giving back in ways that most people wouldn't, and don't worry about the money, because believe me, the money's gonna come regardless. You're always gonna make money, but if you're sitting there focusing on the wrong parts of it, that you need it, you're doing all this for the wrong reason. The whole point of doing this is to help people. And again, that's my opinion. I understand we all need to make a living, but when you stop looking at money like you need to make a living and treat it as this is your fortune, this is your future, this is your life, your livelihood, these things are how we come in contact with the right people. So if you're doing the right things, you might come in contact with the right people. So just remember that being a barber isn't always about just making money. It's about helping people out in times that they need it. Because not everybody can afford these things and the luxury to come sit in a barber shop. And I get it, the next person up the road might be charging more or less. What would you do differently if you were a barber? How would you be able to provide for your family and take care of other people at the same time, plus take care of yourself? Just some things you could put some thought into. Hey, look, y'all. Look, I like the number 13, and I just noticed this. Oh boy, look at that. I just happened to see one of my favorite numbers. That's that 13 right there. Some people would think that's a bad luck number, but it's not. It's, to me, that's a spiritual number. It's good luck. So I've got 333 tattooed on my leg because I'm spiritually connected, and that's my angel number. I believe my angels are always with me, guiding me through my purpose in life. So y'all, I appreciate y'all being supportive. I'm gonna get back on this little project. We're gonna go ahead and put it together. I'm gonna kind of try to keep y'all caught up throughout this build. And so yeah, this is the whole point of this is to show you how to build this chair, because some of y'all might not have an understanding or don't know how hard this would be if you wanted to buy your own chair. So I'll try to make it as easy as possible. Okay, y'all, look, we're gonna start off. They got these set screws, and the set screws are in the sides. So it might look like it's like telling you it's here, but it's actually on the side. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take these little bit of tools they give us. I'm gonna dump them out, get everything out of there. We're gonna set these up here, here, and here. Still not sure what those are for yet, but we got 3 little set tools here, different size screwdrivers on each end, little Phillips, and you can take a drill and do these things too if you want to be faster. But I'm sure it's gonna take a few different sizes on the Allen heads, but we're gonna go with the smallest one. We're gonna back them out a little bit, enough to where they're not all the way showing through here. We're gonna do the same on this side, make sure that they're good. And it shows that we want to go through on this side, and they have these little slots right here for them set screws to dig into, tighten up on. So we're gonna go here and put that like that. And you might have to bend it a little bit to get it in. But once you get it in, you're gonna slide it into the point that you need. You're gonna go ahead and do your thing with the Allen head. Make sure you're in the spot. Alright. Come over this side and do the same thing. I'm not in the spot on this side. That's okay. We're gonna get it in the spot. So we're gonna pull it back, and you'll feel it if it's in the spot or not. So that's it right there. We'll tighten them up as good as possible. And while you're here, you might want to double check, make sure these are tight too, which they should be. But everything looks good. Everything looks tight. There's a little screw here. So it looks like what I'm noticing is that most of all the screws that came with it are gonna be already on it. So you're gonna back these out in order to put it on the frame. So we'll kind of keep you up to date on that. All right, look, they got a screw right here. It was in there already, and I'm really not too sure what it's about. So the directions, they don't really specify what that screw is. So I'm on number 3, but it don't talk about that. Let's see. Go back to number 1. Number 1. Okay, this talks about M5 times 16 bolt. Okay, we seeing, but again, I don't know what that's gonna be for. It might be for, oh, I see what it's for. It's for the cap. All right, so we're gonna drop that cap down. This cap here. So we're gonna come over here with this cap. We're gonna take that screw off. And, so I don't have to really use those tools that come with it. I'm gonna just grab my little Phillips screwdriver to make this a little bit easier. So I don't see how that's supposed to reach down in there. It says it is, and it does. Well, you know, it's probably the crappiest thing I've ever seen, but hey, you ain't judging. Alright. So you see, even with this screwdriver, you can't get down in there. You're gonna have to get you a real screwdriver. So we're gonna turn around and go get the real screwdriver. Alright, so y'all give me a minute. Alright, we back. Make sure you're lined up nice and straight. You don't want to cross thread it. But there's a certain way that this piece snaps in. You gotta make sure it drops into the spot and sits flush. You don't want to have it on crooked. So I'm locked in now. And you got to find a little sweet spot on it. But you don't want to go too crazy on this because it's just plastic. You don't want to, it's not to, you don't want to like mash it down too crazy, but it's just to hold that in place. Keep that nice. Typically I'd want to tighten down like crazy on that because you want it to stop, you know. All right, the next direction is going to be, we're going to go ahead and drop the base on this thing. So this is going to be this spot right here. And man, I mean, honestly, you just got to figure it out. But that's the whole point of me doing this, so way you can kind of have a better understanding. And I hate taking up too much time. I typically like to get straight to the point and get everything done, like speed up the process, because I know a lot of y'all don't want to sit here and hear all this stuff and watch a video that takes 35 minutes. Y'all just want to get to the point. So I'm gonna do my best when I edit this and make this flow a lot faster. And you know, most people be giving just reviews on these chairs. They don't talk about how to put it together. They put it together and then they done with it. Like, okay, what you want me to do with that? You know what I'm saying? Look, they got that little groove right there. And I'm not sure. Let's see. Yeah, it's supposed to just slide down in that groove, but it ain't going all the way down. So we're gonna have to figure out why it's not going all the way down and why it's only going a certain amount. So maybe you gotta sit on it and it'll drop down into place. Can you try it? Nope, that's not it, y'all. Maybe it's just supposed to sit on it. But I gotta check out my old checker real quick. We're gonna keep rolling with it and see what's up. I'll get back to you. Okay, y'all, look. So they got these zip ties up under here. You're gonna have to cut them zip ties. Get up in there, because it's gonna drop down these bars right here. And just cut the other one off. I should have did this while it was on the ground, I guess. I didn't even see it. But yeah, look, so now these finished stuff. Okay, so now we got these zip ties down and off. We got these two bars right here, and it might be easier to just come around and damn, I'm scratching shit already. Anyway, so we got these two bars right here. It's got the bolts on each side. We're gonna go from here. All right. Oh, by the way, I did figure out that little slot that it was supposed to drop into, it just sets down on it, because if you want to move the chair, you can just take it apart and it'd be a lot easier to move it. But if you're just sliding it around the shop, you ain't got to worry about all that. But if you're moving it somewhere and you need to haul it outside the house, it's pretty convenient to just be able to take it apart. Most of them don't want to come apart after they've been sitting together for so long. So I'm not sure if this one will come apart later on after being used for so long. But yeah, we're gonna get on to this next step, so give me a minute to read the directions. All right, so for number 3, we got it all set up like this. You gotta remove this, like these 2 bolts here, and then these 4 bolts, because what we're gonna be doing, and these are all Allen head, and this is the bigger size, and then this is, you gotta, so we're gonna be taking that piece right there and putting it on, and I'll show you more about it, because look, this is gonna go here. We're gonna connect to there, and we're gonna drop these into place. So I would say we're gonna start off by doing these first. Slide it into place, put a couple in, or all 4 of them, get those situated, and then we'll get these situated. But you don't wanna tighten everything up until you know you got these locked into place, because it might be difficult to catch the spot sliding it in. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna get that set on here, and I'll show y'all what I'm talking about. Oh yeah, y'all. Look, I figured out what these are for too, by the way. And this is gonna be for your plate, your feet on the plate that's set on the floor. But anyways, we're gonna get back at it. I will say that I do like how they put all the bolts and necessities, tools and everything. I like how they put everything where it already needs to be. Kind of like when you're working on a car and you put the bolts back or tools back where they need to go. So every time you pull something apart, you would put the nuts or bolts back where they went in place. So when you go back to work on it, you know exactly where they are. But yeah, this is nice because typically they would all come inside of a bag, like the little bag you seen that I had. And all the nuts and bolts would be separate. You'd have so many different directions trying to figure out where to put that. And this is pretty simplified, so anyways. Okay, y'all, look. I would suggest you put these 2 on first, the back side with the backrest, And then, cause you see, it's gonna be off alignment. So this, you'll be able to tell this is gonna be the part with your legs where they rest here. So what you'll do now is you see those things rotate. So we're gonna come up with it and we're gonna drop it into place. So you're gonna have to come up with a little bit more. But yeah, so what's gonna happen is you're gonna raise these up like that. It's gonna raise one on the other side, or pretty close. You're gonna get it into the spot where it needs to go. And you're gonna go ahead and line your bolts up. See, this side's not lined up, so you have to rotate it. So, and one of the biggest things that I'd like to stress most is that always make sure you get your stuff where it's not cross-thread. You wanna make sure it's tightening easily, because if you're trying to force it, you're typically gonna strip something like that, and then you're gonna be in a bind, and you don't want that to happen. So when you're trying to get something in there, you want to take and you want to come into this and make sure you keep moving it, because if one side's sitting lower and crooked and pointing down, you're going to be trying to force it to do something it don't want to do. And that's how you typically strip something, because then you think you need to go tighten it more, and man, it'd be a bad day, you know, because you just spent all that money on something. So this is a pain in the butt. But look, I'm gonna go ahead and, cause see, it's already trying to throw me out of balance, but I'm gonna go ahead and fix this up. I'm gonna get the bolt in there, and we're gonna talk some more. Okay, y'all. So y'all remember how I said don't tighten these up just yet. Just get them into place. Make sure they're good enough. So that way you can see if this is gonna line up where it needs to line up. And I've never built one. I always just bought them already pre-built. So it's lining up, everything's doing what it's supposed to be doing. And but the thing is like, you might run into some issues where you never know when you're building something. So like right now, the little metal piece won't slide through. So I'm thinking maybe we need to, oh, it's a spracer, it's good. It's supposed to be like that. All right. I thought maybe that little piece is supposed to slide in, and maybe it is. So give me a minute, I'm gonna check this out thoroughly and make sure it's good. All right, y'all, look. It is supposed to slide all the way through, and make sure you got it good, and it'll be able to have some play, but it's supposed to roll on that. So now you're gonna sit here and put your bolt on. So we good on that part. You should be able to tighten all those up and go ahead and knock that out. And then put your other side on as well. So, okay, look, y'all. Just to be on the double, like, you know, always make sure everything's tightened up. The stuff that came from the factory, because it might not always be tight. You can't trust that somebody else did it right, you know, or if a machine built these things, which I don't know if a machine built this, but I think somebody built this by hand, you know. But yeah, just make sure they're tight. Be careful not to strip them. Some cheap tools they sent. Oh, that's still cheaply made. So yeah, right now we're at that. We're gonna go ahead and go to the next direction. So y'all give me a second. All right, so we got step number 4. We're gonna go ahead and go over here. We're gonna grab this. We're gonna see. We got that nice foot plate. So yeah, this is gonna go on the back side. Now we got 3 bolts in here. Nope. Okay. Let's see. We gotta double check these. Oh, okay. So this gonna go. Where's the bolts? Oh, here they are. They're already on there. All right. See what I'm saying, man? They got this stuff so easy for you. It's almost dummy proof. It's hard to figure some things out sometimes, you know, especially if you're not mechanically inclined. Yeah, we're gonna get them out. Go ahead and grab that. Okay, y'all, look, I got this put together now. It's gonna sit like this, gonna rotate. I think I got it together right. And the way the picture shows, that's how it's supposed to look. Oh, you see, we got these neck screws here. And I'm gonna say that's number 5. We're gonna go to number 5. Let's see what number 5 is at. Okay, so we got number 5 on this side. So look, remember these? We're gonna go ahead and put them in now. So go ahead and flip it over. Use that as a rest on that side. Get that doing that, like that. And go ahead and put these in, man. They're pretty simple. It's that easy, bro. It is that easy. So I'm gonna give y'all a review at the end of this. I'm gonna let y'all know what I think, my personal thoughts on this, and these are adjustable too. So once you get them in, you can adjust them to different heights, I believe. Or I think that's just it, man. That's the end. It ain't like one of them stoves or something where they got the things at the bottom or a washer and dryer. You just tighten it up, it's good to go. So now we're gonna move forward to step number 6. And so, these 2 little bolts right here, we're gonna go ahead and remove them because they're gonna go here. All right, y'all. Got that together. Real easy, man. Look, you just gotta make sure it's tilted up a little bit when you're trying to put these in. Like, raise this up like that a little bit. It's gonna go in there easy. So let's go ahead and see if this pump works. I'm finna find out, y'all. Let me see if this pump works. Ooh, she glides, y'all. She's gliding. All right. Yes, look, all right. Man, that's nice. That's a huge difference. Shoo. That thing is nice. Got your footrest. Yeah. All right. All right, y'all. So we're gonna get on to this next step. We got step number 7, the backrest. And that ain't gonna be too hard because, like I said, man, the bolts is already in the sides. All right. I'm gonna get back with y'all in a minute. All right, so one of the biggest things I've noticed, the hardest part out of the whole project would be getting the screws in the right spot on here. So what I do is I take my screwdriver and I find where the hole is, and I make sure both holes are there. But this ain't easy to get past the material. So the other side was a very big struggle. And I'm sure this side is too, but we're gonna go ahead and knock it out. That one went in pretty easy. But I had to figure out a little trick to get past the leather, because that makes it really, really hard. But it's going into place, so we're almost done. All right, y'all, so next is gonna be your towel holder for your shaves and all that. Let's see which way it's gonna go. Okay. Okay, I'm looking for the towel rack. So the towel rack is gonna go pointing outwards. So we're gonna put the towel rack just like this. That way it's pointing towards the outside. All right, you guys, got the towel holder in place. And again, can't stress it enough, be very careful not to cross thread your stuff, because it's a very expensive chair. And it's not, insanely expensive, but it is, you worked real hard for this, so don't let it. Oh, look, there's another way to do it too. So if you don't like your towel on that side and you need to have it on this side, you can easily reverse it and put that on each side. So you are able to swap sides with that, and that's a good thing. Okay, the next thing would be we have our lever. Our lever has two bolts on it on this side. Again, this just slides on, and you're going to tighten these down on that to hold in place. So we're going to back them out, make sure that both bolts are all the way clear for it to slide through. I have to break out my other tool. I want you guys to check this out. So there's a smooth surface on the bottom, and that's where your screws are going to tighten into place. So you're going to slide it straight on. You're going to make sure you get it in a little good spot, and you'll feel where it falls into place when you tighten up on the screws. As long as you're in a general area of that flat space, you should be fine. And what we want to do on this is we want to snug these up tight enough to where they don't come undone, but all you're doing is snugging. You're not trying to tighten like crazy, but put a little bit of torque on them, nothing too crazy where you're gonna break the bolt off or anything like that. But yeah. So I guess we'll try it out now because that was the last process. All right, y'all. It was a little bit difficult to figure out at first, but I guess it's just because the pump is so tight. So when you pull the pump back, you're gonna need to push back at the same time. Like the client needs to push back, or yeah, you gotta hold it down and pull back at the same time. And it's gonna lock into place. You're gonna turn around and set this down, and you can relax. I would say I wish this was a little bit wider, so that way you can put both feet on there without feeling like your leg's gonna slide off, because your leg does feel like it wants to slide off. So, yeah. Other than that, I would say that the hardest part about this chair was definitely the backrest. Trying to get them bolts into the spot was pretty difficult. But I'd say give this chair, out of the building process and the time that it takes to put it together, it only took me maybe about, trying to film it and everything took me about 30 minutes to 45 minutes maybe, but that's because I was trying to film everything. So without filming and stuff, I would say this chair takes about 30 minutes to put together. And I would say it's a 9 out of 10. Super easy. I almost want to give it a 10 out of 10. And the only thing I don't like about the chair would be the footrest isn't wide enough for your legs to rest on. The one thing I do love about this chair, that I like the stiffness of this chair, and I like the way the back is pretty solid. Again, that might wear out over time. Hopefully, I pray that this holds up. But the other thing that I love most about it, and that's why I wanted to buy the chair too, is because it makes it so much easier to clean all the hair out behind it. Unlike this one, you can't, the hair gets trapped down here. There was one other thing I wanted to express about the chair, and how I've noticed as being a client, or some of my clients, their back gets really sweaty. So this would allow some airflow between there. And again, this one's closed off, so you don't have airflow, and hair gets trapped all in this spot. So